I know, 2 pages. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. Show up. Ooh. Show up. Ooh. I want to show up as love. Hold the door open for everyone. Fill this room below to above. I want to show up as love. I want to show up as peace. See no other as the least. Listen more than I speak. I want to show up as peace. I'm here to make the best of it, to give a lot and take a bit. Yeah, show up. Ooh, show up. I want to show up as true. What you see is 100 proof in all I say and all I do. I want to show up as truth. I want to show up as joy. Like a child with a brand new toy. Share it, spread it, fill the void. I want to show up as joy. I'm here to make the best of it, to give a lot and take a bit. Go to page 2. Show up as love. Show up as peace. Show up as true. Show up as joy. Show up. Hey.
I'm so glad that all of you guys showed up. Yeah, this is really great, and it raises my spirits, so I'm sure it helps yours too. By the way, my name is Susan, and I'm your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I'm privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. I love telling this to other people who aren't used to our beliefs. Whoever you are, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you're meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. You'll find our declaration of principles on the back of your program. Please join me in reading them now. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence operates as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. I don't see any first-timers, but if there is, wave your hand at me. Okay, well, all you second-timers and continuing timers, thank you for being here. I would like to thank everyone who made this celebration a success. And there are so many people behind the scenes, you have no idea. All you have to do is say, hey, this needs fixed, and somebody does it, and we appreciate you all. Okay, let's go to our announcements, please, in your bulletin.
The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
My name is John, and I am your practitioner today. And I am one of the arms, one of the arms of our prayer team here at CSL Amato. And so if you have anything going on that you would like treatment for, you can fill out a prayer card over on the table, or you can accost me after service for a 1-minute miracle. We are here for you, and it is our pleasure to know the truth for you. So join with me now in our opening invocation. Take a breath. Know with me that there is only God. It is all there is, and it fills all space, and it fills this sanctuary and the consciousness of each and every person here today. And I know that in this consciousness, today's service is already perfect, whole, and complete, with everyone doing their part to make it wonderful and make it exactly what we come here to hear. I'm so grateful for this truth, and together we say, and so it is. Well, I was going to do a reading from the 365 Days of Science of Mind, and it was about health and wellness. And I thought, well, that's always appropriate. But then I read the daily guide in this month's Science of Mind magazine, I read the daily guide for today's Sunday called To Watch or Not to Watch. And I said, I'm going to do that one instead. And so it starts out with two quotes. The first quote by Oprah Winfrey. She says, I think there needs to be a change of consciousness with the news, to try to seek a higher ground. Why can't it be more representative of the way the world really is? And then the second quote by Ernest Holmes from this thing called You, one of my favorite Ernest Holmes New Thought books. No harm can come to you when you know God is at the center of everything. This knowledge will protect you from all evil. Evil is as night before the onrushing light of your consciousness. It is as darkness dissipated by the sun of your faith. It is as fire extinguished by the waters of your spirit. So the guide itself goes as follows. News of the world is a 24/7 cycle. We can learn what is going on anytime we like. Those who like to maintain a positive perspective on life often choose to avoid the news. Those who think that avoiding the news is a bad idea, as a citizen of the world, often watch as much news as they can. While the internal debate rages on, many challenging things happen on our planet. The primary way we can all make a difference is to bring our awareness full of light to being present with what is happening in the news. In this way, the stories in the news can be seen as prayer requests. Think about that. They might be our daily invitation to send thoughts of peace and wholeness. The stories that particularly trigger us are the same ones that can show us where we might want to use our prayerful consciousness. The trigger shows us that there is an aspect of us that is not currently able to see the presence of God in that condition. As long as that is so, we are not living from our truest oneness. There may be times when our energy does not feel strong or we are going through a personal challenge. When this happens, keeping our focus on us and avoiding the news of the world might serve us and others best. Thank you. Namaste. And I would have lit our candle, but it's not over here. So I'll light it over there as I hold the high watch for you.
Trust love. Trust love. Trust God. The love is everywhere, and we are here to be perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. Trust love, trust love, trust God, for love is everywhere, and we are here to be perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. No one ever loses when one trusts love, for love is something that never ever will fail. Love is the essence of the Spirit, the answer always given. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that was showing. Love judges not, and love renews. Yes, love renews. Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love, and we'll keep on being love, and we'll keep on being love. This is its holy way. So trust love, trust love, trust God, that love is everywhere, and we are here to be perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. No one ever loses when one trusts love, for love is the something that will never ever fail. Love is the essence of the Spirit that is known by always given. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that we're showing. Love judges not, and love renews. Yes, love renews. Love is a healer. Oh, yes, it is. Love loves to love. Love loves to love, and we'll keep on being love, and we'll keep on being love. This is its holy way. Trust love, trust love, trust God, that love is everywhere, and we are here to be perfect givers of love and receivers of love, and love will have the final word. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you for that. She has some gorgeous songs, doesn't she?
Oh my goodness, yes, she does. And I also just discovered that she has many of her songs available for free on her website.
Yeah.
So please listen to Ricky Byers more and often.
Yeah. I was very lucky. She was one of our teachers when I was the registrar of the School of Ministry. So she taught music. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, good morning. We're continuing our July theme, Speaking Truth to Circumstance. And today's topic is Standing on Shiva. And it comes from a story of a Hindu story of a battle taking place between the gods and demons. And the demons were winning. And then the gods turned to Durga, known as the goddess of compassion, to do something. So out of her forehead sprang the fierce warrior goddess, Kali. Kali proceeded to destroy the demons, but in her frenzy began killing everyone. Shiva, the destroyer of illusion, threw himself under her feet, allowing her to come to herself and stop her mindless killing. I was really drawn to John's story about the news because it's so perfect for this. Because Reverend David Robinson of the Center for Spiritual Living in Olympia, Washington, and he's the writer of our July theme and topics, he says, when we go to war with conditions, we get lost in the battle, forgetting our real purpose. Grounding in truth brings us back to remembering. So that's what we need to do. Yes, I believe that we need to watch the news to know what's going on. But I also believe that I need to be able to stand behind that and know that there is a truth that is greater than what I'm seeing on my TV screen. So I'm changing the topic a bit from standing on Shiva to dancing with Shiva. And I want to tell you a little bit about Shiva. I think that this is one of the biggest disappointments of Christianity for me personally, is that so many Christian religions are completely not only opposed to, but won't even hear one word of another religion. And one of the things that the gifts, I think, of Science of Mind is that we are open to all of these to see, I am grounded in Science of Mind. I am a Science of Mind person, I bleed Science of Mind. But Shiva informs me about Science of Mind. The Hindu philosophy is rich with stories that will feed us if we're willing to listen to them. So Shiva is the oldest god that we know of. He comes from pre-Vedic Hindu tradition, and his likeness can be found in cave walls dating back to the 6th century BC and bronze statues going back to the 8th century BC. And what fascinates me most about him is a sophistication of spiritual understanding that is represented by him and by his characteristics. Today we study metaphysics, we study the science of mind, and we think these ideas are relatively new. In fact, we call them new thought. But these ideas were around before language could be written, and the spiritual ideas represented by Shiva are the oldest of these. Shiva is the ultimate reality, who is the nature of bliss itself and all complete in himself. He is beyond description, beyond all manifestation, beyond limitation of form, time, and space. He is eternal, infinite, all-pervading, all-knowing, and all-powerful. And sometimes he is portrayed in deep meditation, seated in a full lotus position with eyes closed. But he's most depicted in dance. And his dance is called Nataranja, the dance of creation, the dance of the entire cosmos. With one foot raised, he is the dancer, and creation is his dance. In dance, that which is created is inseparable from its creator. The dance is different from the dancer, yet there could be no dance without the dancer, nor could there be a dancer without the dance. There's no existence apart from each other. Similarly, the universe, our universe, the material universe we live with, and the soul cannot be separated from God. It is physical life and transcendent spirituality in perfect oneness. And that's exactly what we teach. Ernest Holmes says, we teach a transcendent presence and an immanent presence and a very warm, close, colorful relationship, not between the two, but the interplay of the one in, around, and upon itself. And that's the cosmic dance. That's what we're saying when we're saying that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. As a cosmic dancer, Shiva has 2 right legs and arms and 2 left ones. His left foot is raised in the dance, and he stands on his right foot. His upper right hand holds a drum from which creation arises. The lower right hand is the hand of hope from which blessing and preservation comes. The upper left hand holds the flame of dissolution and destruction of form. The right leg stands on what appears to be a small dwarf, representing ignorance, maya, illusion, the news. The uplifted left leg and his lower left hand, which points to it, is the revelation of grace. Musicologist and philosopher Jayadeva Singh says these 5 characteristics imply that Shiva creates the universe out of himself, imparts existence to it, and finally withdraws it into himself, only to let it appear again. This makes a cycle which is called a kalpa. There is no final end to the world process. The cosmic process is repeated from eternity to eternity. The magnificence of every aspect of the representation of Shiva is furnished by many texts. And here's one that says, "O my Lord, thy hand holding the sacred drum has made and ordered the heavens and earth and other worlds and innumerable souls. Thy lifted hand protects both the conscious and unconscious order of thy creation. All these worlds are transformed by thy hand bearing fire. Thy sacred foot planted on the ground gives an abode to the tired soul struggling in the toils of causality. It is thy lifted foot that grants eternal bliss to those that approach thee. These 5 actions are indeed thy handiwork." So this is the dance of Shiva, and it's the cosmic dance in which we're all involved. In Science of Mind, we say that God creates all things out of itself. Shiva and dance represents this infinite creativity. You and I set thoughts in motion. And as we do, we create the affairs of our life, as Shiva does through dance. We use God's mind as our own, and through our thoughts, beliefs, and ideas, bring forth our own individual world. Ernest Holmes says, thoughts act upon the universal subjective mind, the creative medium. Form is an effect of that action. And this is the sequence this is the creative sequence, the law of cause and effect. First, there is pure intelligence. Next, an inner movement of this pure intelligence as an idea. Then the movement of the idea upon substance, and finally the passing of substance into form. In this sequence, the only self-conscious movement is at the beginning. Everything else is automatic. Everything else is an effect. I know you've heard me saying that probably a gazillion times, but that didn't hit my heart until not too very long ago. So it's important to me. And it's why in our teaching, what we're continually saying is change your thinking, change your life. Because most of us, for most of our life, have been trying to change our life so that we'll have happier thinking. We're putting the cart before the horse. Most of us have learned, actually, to fix problems at the level of the problems. And yet the only way any problem can be solved is to rise above the level of the problem, to go back into our thinking and set a new cause in motion from our starting point, which is thought. When our thoughts are centered on love, the world around us becomes more loving. When our thoughts are centered on the wonder of God, then healing takes place. When our thoughts are centered on the abundance of the universe, then we are more prosperous. When our thoughts are centered on how magnificent we are as divine ideas in the mind of God, the more creative and fulfilled we will live. And there's a good reason for this. Because remember, the other depiction of Shiva is in total meditation. So this represents the infinite nature of God, that behind all that appears, there is something that is formless, changeless, and is the wellspring of all creation. Ernest Holmes says, behind that which changes, behind that which causes the change, we have found that there is something stable and changeless, something eternal upon all which of the external events depend for their very existence. Behind the endless process of change and the infinite variety of experience and expression, there is that which does not change. So when you and I pray, when we meditate, and when we can reach that deep inner still point, we're touching that which does not change. It does not change because it is absolute perfection, wholeness, pure love. And this is our pure essence. Ralph Waldo Emerson puts this so beautifully in his essay, Spiritual Law. It is only the finite, you and me, that has wrought and suffered. The infinite lies stretched in smiling repose. Isn't that nice to think of there's something within us that's stretched in smiling repose, even though we're yelling at the television because of the news? So we're both the finite, which is immersed in the dance, and we're part of the infinite from which the dance springs. It's probably one of the hardest concepts to grasp in religious science. But it's so important. So many times we pray for healing when we are sick, abundance when we are lacking, loving relationships when we feel unloved. And all these prayers work, but they're still working at the level of the problem. Our prayers are best answered when we pray to know the truth, to know that behind any discomfort or disease, there is that which is wholeness and perfection. We do not deny the appearance of disease. We don't say you don't have cancer to someone with that diagnosis. That's pure stupidity. But we do believe that cancer is an effect and cannot stand in the light of truth. The infinite perfection from which all appearance springs knows nothing about disease. And when we align with this truth, anything unlike it must dissolve because there's nothing to hold it in place. To know that behind any lack, there is an infinite source. And again, we don't tell someone about to be evicted from their home that they're wealthy. But we align with truth that God is our source, our substance, and our supply. And then we set a new cause in motion, creating a new experience of abundance. To know that behind a troubled relationship, there is a love that transcends all discord. We don't tell someone who is being abused that the abuser is pure love. But we stand in the truth that love is the essence of life. And in that truth, changes take place. And love is revealed and lives are transformed. We can claim this truth for our life right now. Behind any material form or outer experience, we can attune ourselves to that which is changeless. And from that space, see God and God's attributes as the truth of our being. So for our cosmic dance to be one of joy, we need to truly know that we are spirit clothed in form. That's simple. That we are God in expression as each one of us. Ernest Holmes says, spirit exists always at the center of all form. It is forever expressing in and as tangible form. The forms of its expression may come and go, but it is changeless and eternal. We personally have form, but we are still spirit. And since spirit is at the center of everything and in its action as law always responds to our thought, there is no limit to its creativity except the limitations which we ourselves impose on our experience of it. What does our dance look like? What are we focusing on? How are we limiting it? Can we take time to contemplate the qualities which we believe to be a part of God, such as love, harmony, peace, wisdom, joy, abundance? And through this contemplation, prayer, and meditation, see those attributes reflected in our own cosmic dance. Anthony DeMello says, in our quest for God, we think too much, reflect too much, talk too much. Even when we look at this dance that we call creation, we are the whole time thinking, talking to ourselves and others, reflecting, analyzing, philosophizing, words, noise. Be silent and contemplate the dance. Just look. A star, a fading leaf, a bird, a stone. Any fragment of the dance will do. Look, listen, smell, touch, taste, and it won't be long before we see the dancer himself. When we see this dance in some small way, it opens us up to so much more. I mean, how many of you have commented or seen the lizards as you walk in this? We've got this complete, I don't know, and every single kind. We were talking this morning, David and John, about this little one that runs like this. He makes himself into a scorpion. so that's his way of protecting himself. But he's all white. If you've ever seen him, he's really kind of funny. But each little fragment can open us up to the whole dance. I was talking to a friend several months back. I was talking to a friend from California, a psychotherapist, and he said that a woman came to him at the edge of her rope, and indeed, from all appearances, her life was really tragic. He asked her to think about something she loved, and she told him there was nothing. But about a week later, she came back to him with a book. It was a child's book, and she told my friend that it was a book she used to read to her daughter when her daughter was a baby. She said, when I came across this book and sat down with the memories of it, my heart was full of love. Well, her life is still filled with challenges, but she has caught a fragment of the dance. And that's all we need is a fragment. And with that fragment is the potential to see the dancer. It's the potential of a life-changing experience. To see God in all things, that is our ultimate revelation. To listen to the music of the spheres found at our innermost center, knowing that this is God. To feel the rhythmic heartbeat of the universe in all of its activities, knowing this is God. To see ourselves as cosmic dancers, God in expression, unique and wonderful. And it's then we find ourselves that we are dancing with Shiva. Thank you. Namaste.
Right. Let us stand. Let's sing. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. Good for me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. Everyone else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. Up to me to let out that through. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now. Okay.
Pretty song. That's Daniel Nemo, right?
It is.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's time for our offering, and it's time to put the law of divine circulation in process. And I ask that you join me in our offering affirmation on the left-hand side of your bulletin. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, my dear. Okay. Again, thank you for your generosity that allows us to be a beneficial presence in our community and our spiritual home here. I think we are blessed beyond measure for all that we've accomplished over the years and are still continuing to do good works out there. Sometimes nobody even knows what we do. So, okay, so let's take a moment to close this portion out in prayer, and then please join us for refreshments and a chance to say hi to everybody. So glad Dan and Jackie are back. Woo! We got a good-looking group, you know. Okay, let's pray. I know right now that there is only one divine intelligence We call it God, but it's known by many names. And this divine intelligence is who and what we are. We cannot be different any more than the dancer can be different from the dance. So I know right now that we are dancing with God, dancing with Shiva, dancing with love, dancing with joy, peace, harmony. And in that dance, we create our own life, filled with the attributes of God, because that is what we keep our mind, our heart, and our thought focused on. So from that place, I speak my word for anyone experiencing any kind of a challenge, knowing that right where the challenge is the power and presence of God. I know that regardless of what we see on the news, that there is that infinite, smiling repose standing behind it all, knowing that is who and what we are. So I give thanks for being here today. I give thanks for all of you who have braved the weather to be here today. And I simply know that we truly are blessed beyond measure. And we say together, and so it is. Thank you. And let's stand and sing Stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace.